That would help, right? Whoa. Oh man, we got ourselves box in the mail. Box in the mail, box in the mail. What do we got? Mail time! Oh yeah, buddy! Oh, all right, what's up internet? How you doing? We got ourselves our box. It finally came in the mail and it arrived. Thanks to Travis and Jason hooking it up with this awesome styrofoam box. I think everything has done well, even though it got stuck in the mail for a couple of days. We're okay, everything's fine, we survived. It's a good thing we made it. We've got our plants, they came in, I'm super stoked. These are all rare plants for me here in the area where I live. There's just not availability for these plants. So let's dig into our little box here and see what we got going on. All right, first plant coming out of the box, Cryptocoryne affinis metallic red, which is an awesome plant. Grows super big for a Cryptocoryne, as my boy George Farmer would say. It's an awesome crypt, grows really big, and it's gonna be perfect to fill in some spots in some of my aquascapes. Now, like I said, rare, hard to find plant. That one's not that expensive. It's just hard to find in my area. Like, you just can't come across it. Now, Cryptnuri, you guys know I actually have a couple of these from Bentley Pascal himself. He actually sent, or he actually brought, didn't send them to me, he actually brought them to me. He brought me one, kind of a test plant, see how well it would do, and happy to say it's growing pretty well and actually has sent out, you know, a baby. So I got some more of these. Actually got a really good deal on these, even though they are like $5 a plant. It's not super cheap. We got some Crypt Jacobsoni eye, pink. So this is a pink varietal, kind of a small crypt, some really good color on it. It's a bright, not necessarily bright pink, you know, it's not necessarily like the flamingo, but still a cool plant nonetheless. Now, here's kind of the coup de grace. This plant is fairly difficult to get anywhere. It's the Cryptnuri Rosen Madden. So it's a kind of a strange varietal of the crypt. It's one of the Nuris, but it has a lot of bronze and a bunch of spots on it and stuff like that. Very cool plant. One of the downsides to getting crypts in the mail is they are gonna melt. So I'm gonna get them planted and acclimated to my water, but the downside is that they will probably 99% of the time melt from having been shipped. So them being out in the air, that kind of stuff, and then going into a new tank. Sometimes when you move them in an existing tank, they'll melt anyhow. Those of you that follow the live stream kind of know that we were trying to do this earlier today, but unfortunately for us, the mail hadn't even arrived yet. So kind of impromptu late night jazzy video showing you guys some of the little extras that Jason found out that I ordered plants from Travis, and threw in some extra stuff. Threw in some Lagonandra longleaf, which is a really cool plant. Grows up pretty tall. It does some, it has some similar growth to like an Anubias fraseri at the root base, but it has these really long, nice flowing leaves. But probably going to melt once I get it into my tank. Obviously, I'm gonna have to convert most of this stuff from, you know, growing on the other side of the U.S. Also, we got some Styrogyne purple, which this, I have my fingers crossed. I have my fingers crossed. You guys know I have problems with my Styrogyne, and it doesn't necessarily work out the best for me, but I have my fingers crossed to see if we can get one of these. I think it's just one plant here. Yeah, it's just one trim here. And I got my fingers crossed to see if I can get this to grow. I hope it can. I do have a tank that is, I would say, probably 70% optimal for the cryptocoryne. Or not the cryptocoryne, sorry, the Stargyne. Oops. I've got the Repens version in there growing, and it's doing fairly well. I wouldn't say it's got robust growth or anything like that. It's just sort of meeting its parameters. I'm gonna put it into that tank and see how well we do. Now, we have a special bonus here from Jason. If you wanna check out on the channel, I did a tour of his little fish room. One of the things that he's into is 3D printing, and he prints these little plant shelves, right? And this one actually says Corvus Oscen on it. It has the honeycomb and everything. It's really cool. And he actually printed out 5 of them and sent them. These are super awesome. I'm definitely gonna be installing these and utilizing these. They're really cool, super jealous. I gotta figure out if like this is something that somebody could make on a regular basis. I don't know. But this is really cool and definitely a personal touch. Now, one of the reasons I got these plants in is because I ordered these from, well, if you're in Minnesota, these guys would be local. But we flew out to Minnesota, got to meet these guys in person. They're growing awesome plants. I also did a video of Travis's basement, his little fish room. He literally grows all these crypts and everything in 2 aquariums. That's all that he has. But my reasoning is to support local fish keepers and stuff. I did purchase these plants from Travis because I like to pay him for his time and his energy and his supplies and his electricity and his water changes and all that kind of stuff. I try to encourage that as much as possible, and I think that that's one of the biggest parts of the hobby that I think we all could pretty readily support, that we're all looking for something specific. Somebody out there has it, and through the power of the internet, we're able to actually like find people and get the stuff that we're looking for, right? These guys did a tremendous job. I don't know if anybody else is really going to be able to meet this expectation of quality, extra bonuses, that kind of stuff. I'm not sure. Maybe hit them up on like a Facebook group or something like that. I know Jason and Travis are pretty active in the Facebook group, so you could probably find them in there. They do post up from time to time if they happen to have something for sale, and they're not like necessarily going to sell it in their fish club group. But that brings me to another point. If you have a local fish club, go to it, support it. You'll probably be able to find some people that are growing plants or breeding fish, or you know, whatever, people that are interested in the hobby and stuff, and they're doing a bunch of things that you could be looking for. You could even meet the local store keeps and stuff like that, shopkeepers, and make some really good connections. And I really endorse this kind of behavior, and I was planning on getting these planted tonight and filming the video of planting them tonight, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to edit it in. So I'm actually gonna go plant these, and I'll edit it into a video and give you guys the layout of all of these plants, and probably have that up over the weekend, give you the water parameters, all that kind of stuff, so that you can either look around for some of these plants, or maybe even look around for some of the cousins of these plants and get started on your gardening. I think that's it for tonight. All right, later. How do we turn all these cameras off?